everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Meg. For today's video, we are jumping right in with a chair makeover from my last auction haul video. I've sped the video up a little bit because the actual process of sanding can take a really long time, especially when it's covered in varnish like this little chair was. And let me tell you guys, the smell of varnish being sanded is horrible. If I would go back and do it again, I would probably try like a stripper or even the oven cleaner process, but this is what I had at the time and I didn't want to go spend any extra money, so we just dealt with it. I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. I think it's really cute. You guys will have to let me know what you think. This chair wasn't super sturdy, so I didn't feel comfortable sitting on it, so I'm actually turning it into a little plant stand, and I'll show you guys towards the end what we ended up doing with it. As I was sanding, I actually really enjoyed the way that it looked with the variation between the sanded look and then the actual varnish on spots that wasn't touched too much so it wasn't scratched up. I did end up leaving some of those just to give it a little bit of that difference. Coming up here, I'm showing you, or I'm actually talking to Josh about my idea that I had told you about cutting the legs off, maybe making it a little bit shorter, because I really didn't have a spot for a tall chair. And he is actually going to help me with that process because I am not terrible with saws, but I can't seem to cut a straight line to save me. So I do ask for his help once in a while. And plus, working together is it's one of my many joys in life. I really enjoy getting out in the shop and just hanging out with my husband. Here he is, kind of asking me, is this where you want it? And I'm like, yeah. So I just kind of recorded that part to include. And off they go. No turning back now, right guys? And I did decide, because the legs were shorter, I didn't want the back as high, so we were trying to decide between the first one and the second one, and I did end up doing the first one because I wanted it just to be that much cuter. Now I'm taking apart the actual top, or the cushion, excuse me. The fabric just wasn't my style. It was old, it was kind of stinky. But get a load of this yellow cushioning underneath. What area do you guys think this was from? I just decided to use an old sheet that I had on the shelf. I didn't want to go out and spend a lot of money on a fabric. Eventually I'll replace it, but for now I thought it looked cute enough and it worked for what I wanted it for. So I'm just cutting the fabric just a little bit bigger than the cushion itself, so I have plenty of room to stretch and move the fabric as I need it. I didn't get super fancy with this, you guys. It's literally holding a plant, so I just used everything that I had on hand. I had some thumbtacks. Those work absolutely perfect with a little hammer, and I did end up folding it all and putting it together. I had some excess fabric that I am going to cut off of there, but you know, just use what you have just to complete a project and replace it later if you're not satisfied with it. And that's what I ended up doing right here. here I am just adding the cushion back onto the chair. And here it is displayed. Please leave in the comments what you guys think. Do you think I was right to cut it down and make it cute? I'd love to hear your opinion. We're jumping right into that end table revamp. I actually am making it a coffee table for our house. It just seemed a little bit big to be an end table for where we wanted it. So here we are just taking it apart and prepping the sandpaper to get it ready. Josh did decide that he wanted to do this one, and hey, I'm all for it. The bottom piece actually ended up being a different kind of wood, so even sanded down, it was just a little bit different of a color, and you'll notice that in the completed, but it still looks a lot better. I was pretty pleased with it. And then the top, absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to show you guys, but Josh is incredibly ornery, and he was pointing out a spot that said, "Oh my gosh, look at this." So I was looking closer. Every time, guys, he gets me. Every time. I jump every time. He's such an ornery turd. Now we're just adding the legs back on. The original screws were square head, or not square head, excuse me, straight. And I can't stand straight screws, so we ended up replacing them with just some standard Phillips screws. And here it is after we put a clear coat on it out in the sun, just kind of starting to dry. It is stunning, you guys. I'm extremely pleased with the way it turned out. I left the edges a little bit rough. It almost looks burnt on the top there, and I'll show some close-ups of it. But I love the way it looks. I love the living room. Here it is displayed in front of our sectional in our living room. Like I said, it's almost the perfect coffee table size for where we needed it. I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. Coming up, I'm actually going to do a real quick thrift haul. It wasn't much, but I wanted to show you guys a few things, and I flashed through the videos pretty fast, but I do end up showing you where I placed them, and I'll try to explain as they go through where they came from, so stick around. I definitely want you to see those and not miss those. So as I was editing this video, I realized that my furnace was running, and it had picked up on the furnace running and not my voice. Apparently I didn't have my microphone on, but I wanted to include this clip because you guys can actually see just how needy Henry is. He's so funny. And I wanted to include this front part, but so I'll kind of do a few of the items and where I got them from. So I'll kind of do a voiceover and explain that too. The first 3 items I actually got from a little, it's like an antique store here in town. She's not open very often, but I did get 3 items from her, one of them being this bottle that actually matches the other 2 that I got on an auction recently. And at the end of this, I'll show them all displayed. She also had a set of these bingo cards. You got 3 for $5. So I did end up getting 3 of those, and I'll show them displayed later, but I do not have them displayed right now. And Josh did end up finding that bottle, which I was incredibly grateful for, because my eye had caught this, and it's a beautiful transferware tureen. It is ironstone. I only paid $4.99 for it because it does have a small chip in the base of it that I'll try to show you. I think I show you in the video, but look at this staining. Maybe you can't pick that up quite on camera, but I do show you where all of these are displayed. The next is just garage sale finds. I only paid 25 cents a piece for each of these brass candlesticks and the sconces I will be showing you. The garage sale I went to, she just wanted to get rid of everything. She also had a beautiful lamp that I'm actually going to make over, and I'll show it in this next clip. And I want to make it over because of one that I found at the thrift store. And I want it to kind of match that one, which is this one. The color is just perfect. So that'll be a future DIY. But this lamp I only paid $2 for. I was ecstatic to find it. And then I found some of these platter holders, and you can never have too many of those. And I only paid $1 for all those. And she threw in this little brass stand, and I can always find a use for that too. But this, oh my gosh, you guys, I will show you close up because it is stunning. Josh brought this home on a surprise. It is not a thrifted find. He actually did go to an antique store for this. It is beautiful. It was an early Mother's Day gift. Now I'm just showing you some closer views of everything that I picked up. This picture, my gosh, you guys, I'm actually stunned. It is so pretty. I have never seen anything like it. Its shape, its color, it has beautiful crazing. It is just, it's a jaw dropper. It is so pretty, and I cried like a baby when I got it, which that's not unheard of for me. I cry about everything. I'm a very emotional person. I've also never seen one with the spout quite like this one. It's just, I mean, someone put some love into this thing, and I'm so excited to add it to my ever-growing collection of beautiful ironstone pictures. This lamp, I actually displayed them together, so I'm actually showing you the afters with them set up together. They're both on my desk. I do not have these displayed just yet. They are not styled, but I will be sure to include a video in the future of where I did end up putting these. But like I said, I do want to do kind of a makeover on that lamp. It's a little bit too shiny for me. I like the more worn and distressed look, kind of like these candlesticks. So I might take you guys along and do a process on that just to make it a little less shiny. I know people do rub and buff, and then other people do a different technique that I might look up and try. I just haven't decided yet. And then the bingo cards will be close up next. I just want to take a minute to thank you guys for following along, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. Please leave me a comment. What was your favorite item, or did you enjoy the DIYs and what I did? Should I continue to do them? Just take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again.